The Faith in Fishing podcast is sponsored by 413 Lure Company. 413 Lure Company is a family-owned and operated business that puts Christ first and does things the right way. Using really high-quality components, they make some really awesome spinnerbaits, buzzbaits, bladed swim jigs, and more in some really sweet color combinations. Check them out on Facebook to see what they can do and place your order today. Welcome to the Faith in Fishing podcast, where you get to hear all kinds of fishermen tell their stories and share their faith. I'm your host, Cam Steele. Hello and welcome back to the Faith in Fishing podcast. I'm your host, Cam Steele, and this week we have part 2 of our interview with Jimmy Houston. If you haven't heard the first part of the interview yet, that episode aired last week, and I definitely encourage you to go back and listen to it and learn more about Jimmy's faith. Odds are, if you follow fishing at all, you already know who Jimmy Houston is. He's hosted TV shows for over 40 years, he's written a daily devotional, he's won tournaments, and he's shared his love of God all over the world. Let's jump right back into the second half of our interview with Jimmy Houston.
All right, so with every episode, we have a group of questions here. This is a segment we call What's Your Favorite? And it's pretty self-explanatory in the title there, but I'm going to ask you, what's your favorite of some different categories here? So you already listed 2 of your favorite scriptures, but can you pick one of them that would be your favorite?
Well, I think it'd probably be that all things work together for those that love God and are called according to His purpose. And I think you need to have the entire Scripture to think about it, because you are chosen by God, and that to me is an amazing thing to think about, and it's really humbling. When we were kids and we played sports in the neighborhood, and we chose up our baseball teams, our football teams, our basketball teams, and we'd have somebody would be a captain, and they'd get to start picking, and of course you pick the best players first to be on your team, or what you thought was the best players to be on your team, and then you got down to the last 2 or 3, and they'd be the worst players generally, but that's just the way kids do it in the neighborhood. But God chose us to be on His team. Wow.
Absolutely, that's powerful. So do you have a favorite Bible story?
Well, I love King David, and I love a lot of things. Obviously, King David, and the things that he done from a childhood up to death was amazing. He failed miserably, and yet he still praised God all the way. Several of the things that King David did. One of the scriptures that King David did that really sticks in my heart, and one of the things that was so fantastic was when he said, "Rejoice in the Lord always." And that this is a day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. It's the amazing thing, the great thing about that verse is King David wasn't King David when he said it. He was hiding out in the cave. People were trying to kill him. And yet he woke up and looked up and said, "This is a day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it." And that King David, and the things that he did is probably a lot of my, and yet, as strong and powerful as King David was, the victories that he had, he turned tail and run when his son tried to take over his kingdom. And obviously he committed adultery and killed a man and done a lot of bad things. But the story surrounding King David is just amazing.
Absolutely. He's always been one of my favorites too. All right, so what's your favorite fish to catch?
Well, I'd say a peacock bass, because I just love them. I've been catching them. We sort of pioneered peacock bass fishing down in Colombia, in South America back 40 years ago. We weren't the first Americans to go catch them, but we were the first to make it popular for Americans to want to go catch peacock bass on a television show, and we've been fishing them ever since, all over South America, all over where they are. Plus in Florida, you can catch them in Florida too. But Colombia, Venezuela, Brazil, Portugal, all the countries down there that have peacock bass, that'd probably be my favorite fish.
Okay, yeah, you said that earlier that they are on a lot of people's bucket list. They are definitely on mine.
Yeah, they're one of the top 3 freshwater fish in the world, I think. Most people agree to that.
All right, so what's your favorite fish to fish for?
Well, I don't know. Again, it still might be a peacock bass, but I spend more time fishing for bass than anything else, largemouth and smallmouth. I love to catch crappie. I paid my way through college selling catfish, so I've caught literally thousands and thousands of catfish. So, but I like them all. I mean, I enjoy catching them. It doesn't matter.
All right. So what about your favorite fish to eat?
Well, probably, I know that a lot of people like to cringe when I say this, but it's probably a bass or crappie. And we do eat a lot of bass. And we, I've got a couple of lakes here on my ranch that are fairly good size. The one here in front of the house is a nice big lake. And we have to take a lot of small bass out of there from a management standpoint. So we do eat a lot of fish that are 12, 13, 14 inches or less. And it's hard to beat a large bass as far as eating. Crappie and walleye would have to be right there in the same category.
All right. How do you like to cook the bass?
Well, I like my best way to cook fish is the way everybody else likes them fried. That's the most healthy way to eat a bass. Don't listen to what the nutritionists say.
All right. So whenever you're out fishing, what's your favorite snack to eat?
Well, I don't know, probably Little Debbie's. I love Little Debbie's. Little Debbie's snack cakes are the world's greatest. They're not a sponsor of ours. If they were, I would weigh 300 pounds instead of 170. And they are the best because they have twice as much sugar, I'm told, than any of the other snack cakes. And
that's their secret.
Yeah, that's their secret. They have twice as much sugar, and I'm here to tell you that sugar is good for you. That's why God invented kissing.
Awesome.
My story, and I'm sticking to it.
I hear you. Is there a particular?
I'd love to have Little Debbie's. Of course, if I had Little Debbie's as a sponsor, I've kept them in business for the last 40 years. They're out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. I tried to get them as a sponsor one time, but was unsuccessful. But if Little Debbie was my sponsor, I probably would weigh 300 pounds, and it might not be Little Debbie anymore. That's or Big Deborah. But if they had sponsored me, they probably would not still be in business because I wouldn't be buying all those Little Debbies. I would not be a customer anymore. I'd be getting them free. And how many I would be getting free, I'd probably put them out of business there. So it might be smart that they did not sponsor me, but they still should. So I'm just saying.
Well, Little Debbie, if you're listening, sponsor Jimmy Houston. You have a particular cake that you like more than the others?
Yeah, I like those Little Debbie snack cakes, the little vanilla ones. Yeah, those are the best.
The vanilla ones?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but I like a lot of them. I like the strawberry rolls. I like the. All of them have twice as much sugar. If you marry a woman, she turns out to be a bad cook. Tell her just to put twice as much butter in everything, twice as much sugar in everything. You're going to have a good cook for a wife.
I hear you.
But I'm telling you that. Don't tell her that. Let one of your buddies tell her, because if you tell her that, you're going to be sleeping on the couch for a while, and that's not fun. I'm talking from experience.
I hear you.
Mine was not about sugar or butter. Mine was about gravy. When I got married, I told my wife that she needed to go down and have my mama teach her how to make gravy. And I did not enjoy sleeping on the couch for the next 3 nights. However, she did go down and ask my mom how to make gravy, and I've enjoyed 50-plus years of great gravy for paying for those 3 nights. So it was well worth it.
I hear you.
I didn't think it at the time. I didn't believe at the time it was worth it, but it has been.
All right, so I'm not going to ask for anything specific or GPS coordinates or anything, but what's your favorite body of water to fish on?
Well, I grew up on Lake Tenkiller here in Oklahoma, and I probably like it better than any other. I like Sam Rayburn down in Texas. Lake St. Clair up in Detroit, an incredible lake. All the Great Lakes are obviously great lakes to fish. We're hoping to go up to Sturgeon Bay and fish up there the first week in June. Some of those giant smallmouths. One of the great things, Clear Lake in California, we have so much Great Lakes here in the United States. Sam Rayburn in Texas, just on and on and on.
All right. And the last one, what is your favorite time of year to fish?
Well, obviously the springtime, I'm kind of like everybody else. This is a magic time of the year that we're getting ready to go on right now. That everything is starting to bud out. The grass is getting a lot of green in it. A lot of places a little bit more green every day. And the water temperature is warming. The fish are moving to the bank. All the fish are the biggest, fattest that they are all year long. They've been eating a little bit, being kind of sluggish all winter. And the crappie are big and fat. The bass are big and fat. The eggs are getting bigger. And I like the time right now. I mean, we are in the prime time of the year right here. I've been telling everybody on our YouTube comments that spring is close, and I think officially, I don't know, I think it's 18th or 19th or what, but it's getting close to actual official spring. But the fish are active in a lot of places in the south, like spring is just about here.
Absolutely. I think I saw a chart that said here in North Carolina we should be expecting it like between the 15th and the 20th. So you're right there on it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Most of the states in the south, North and South Carolina, be classified as that, I'm sure. Once you get past February 15th, you start beginning seeing a little bit of a switch in the weather pattern, and it makes another dramatic switch when you get a couple, 2 or 3 weeks later, which is right where we are right now, and it just gets better as time goes on. We'll have some bad weather, we'll have some cold weather, we'll have some nasty days, but the fish is going to continually improve day by day as we go on over the next few weeks.
All right. Well, looking forward to it. All right. Well, we're going to start wrapping things up here. So if you would, let us know what is upcoming for you and for Jimmy Houston Outdoors.
Well, we got quite a bit on our plate. As always, we keep a really busy schedule. I just came back up 14 days on the road. We did 8 big shows, some of them the consumer sport and tackle shows, some of them trade shows for Shell. We spent 14 straight days on the road. I've got the Bassmaster Classic this coming Saturday and Sunday. We'll be filming in Alabama. I've got a big show to do for Shell out in Las Vegas. Right after that, we're not very far away from turkey season. I'll be turkey hunting quite a bit in I'll hunt Missouri and Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, and probably another state or two in addition to that. We've got a lot of shows planned, and of course we'll be filming 26 shows for Jimmy Houston Outdoors, 13 for Jimmy Houston Adventures, and like I said, we do 500 videos a year, over 500 videos that we'll do this year for our YouTube channel, Jimmy Houston Outdoors YouTube, and we do a daily devotional every day on there, Catch of the Day at 5 o'clock in the morning Central Time, and we post our 2020 television shows. We put up a new show every Monday night, and I think we're on show number 4 right now. We started that about 4 weeks ago. We wanted to give the television networks that we run, Discovery Channel, CBS Sports, WGN, WFN, Pursuit, give all of those networks a little bit of a head start on our 2020 shows. But we are posting those up on our YouTube channel every Monday night, so the people in England and Germany and Denmark and Australia and all around the world that's on our YouTube channel can be able to watch those shows that they don't get American television. And we've got those every Monday. We post new videos every Wednesday, every Friday. In addition to that, we post a Sunday afternoon chat. So the YouTube channel takes a tremendous amount of our time now, and so it's working out really, really well. But we'll just keep on keeping on. We're just a redneck country fisherman out here, and we just keep working hard at the game, and we love every day of it.
Absolutely. Well, the next time I feel like I am too busy to do something, I'm going to go back and listen to the answer of that question that you just gave.
Well, I think God gave us the ability to work hard. He gave us the strength and the stamina to work hard. I've been blessed with very good health, and I think one of the ways that you can keep that health is by using your body, your mental abilities, your physical abilities as much as you can. Two of my buddies, Bill Dance and Roland Martin, both turned 80 this year, and both of them are working just as hard as ever. I think Roland's probably working a lot harder than Bill is right now, but both of them doing all their TV shows, both of them doing personal appearances, and Roland hasn't been quite as busy as I have, but he's been doing a lot of personal appearances this spring. And I think one of the reasons those guys are going strong at 80 years old doing national television shows, just as popular or more popular than they ever were, is because they work at it hard. And, I'd recommend that to anybody. I think that the people that are looking for extra days off or shorter work weeks, I think they're cheating themselves out of a lot of what God has in store for them.
Absolutely. Well, do you have any sponsors or supporters that you'd like to give a shout out to?
Well, we've got so many. We've had sponsors that have been with us for so long. We've been with Ranger 1968. I bought my first Ranger boat from Forrest and Dinah Wood after fishing a BASS tournament. I think it was the second or third tournament it's ever had at Eufaula, Alabama, and I bought it in the fall of '68. It was a 1969 model. I've been running Ranger boats ever since. We run Stracker aluminum for our aluminum boats. Been with Bass Pro Shop forever. Mercury motor is the only motor we've ever run. We run Garmin Electronics, Jimmy Houston Legend fishing rods and reels. Use Solar Bat sunglasses. Shell Oil Company, O'Reilly Auto Parts. We've got really a lot of great sponsors. I didn't even talk about High Seas Fishing Line or many others. And we've just been blessed with a lot of really good sponsors. Most of those sponsors have been with us for many years. A new sponsor for us would be somebody like O'Reilly Auto Parts that's only been with us the last 2 or 3 years, or Shell Oil Company's with us for, I think, 5 or 6 years. That'd be a new sponsor for us. Somebody's been with us for only 5 or 6 years. So we've got great sponsors and great people and great American companies, and we just are so blessed to live in this kind of country.
All right, and if our listeners would like to get in touch with you or follow you on social media, how would they do that?
Well, our Facebook page is Jimmy Houston Outdoors, all capital letters. Our YouTube, obviously, just go to your YouTube app and hit that search icon, type in Jimmy Houston Outdoors. Subscribe. You probably want to hit that little bell, little ding every time that we release a new video. And like I said, we're doing over 500 videos a year. We at JimmyHouston.com is our Facebook, and we have a lot of items on there like our Catch of the Day book. We sell a lot of copies of Catch of the Day, obviously, and sunglasses, T-shirts, lots of Jimmy Houston rod and reels, a lot of things that we have on there. But we're really pretty accessible to just about anybody, and that way. And I do read all the comments that come in on that YouTube page too, and I answer most of them. But I do read all of them, so we stay in touch with the people pretty well.
Absolutely. Well, Jimmy, thank you so much for your time. I have had a lot of fun with this one, so I am looking forward to putting it out there.
Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate it too. You're doing a great job, man. Wishing you much success.
Thank you so much.
I want to give a huge thank you to Jimmy for coming on the show and sharing his story and his faith with us. You can follow Jimmy's adventures on several TV networks, Facebook at Jimmy Houston Outdoors, the Jimmy Houston Outdoors YouTube channel, and now you can follow along with the Catch of the Day devotional on the Catch of the Day YouTube channel. Be sure to tune in next week. Sound quality should go back up again, and we'll have another great guest on the show for you. Thank you all again for listening. Stay safe out there, and God bless. Thanks for listening to the Faith and Fishing Podcast. If you like this episode, please give it a rating, a review, and make sure to subscribe on whatever app you're listening to so you never miss an episode. You can follow the podcast on social media at facebook.com/faithandfishingpodcast and Instagram at faithandfishingpod. Special thanks and a big shout out to our show sponsor, 413 Lure Company, to Jonathan Enthalancy for helping me write, play, and record the music for the show, and to Tyler Worrell, the graphic designer behind our amazing logo. If you have any questions about faith, I encourage you to contact a pastor in your community. Thanks again for tuning in, and until next time, get out there and catch some fish, and I will catch you on the next episode.